Hey guys, my name's Connor, and today in my first YouTube video ever, I'm going to be sharing with you how to benefit from a thing called superannuation co-contributions from the Australian government, or as I like to call it, free money. Now, before I go into too much detail about super co-contributions and how it may benefit you, I want to give a quick introduction of myself and what I do. Now, like I said, my name's Connor, and I graduated from Deakin University with a bachelor's degree in commerce and a major in financial planning, and I currently work at a financial planning firm in Doncaster East. Now, as you can tell, I'm passionate about finance, but I also love to play basketball and I love to travel. So the reason I brought you this video today, guys, is to hopefully help you learn a thing or two about superannuation, and perhaps for some of you out there today, I'm actually going to be showing you how to get a free $500 from the Australian government. Now, I know super isn't really something that's thought about by a lot of younger people. Me personally, I really didn't think about it until a couple of years ago when I started studying it at uni, and having to do all the long assignments and awful exams. But it's something that is good to have a general idea about, and it can really be used to your advantage if you want to live comfortably in retirement. So firstly, I'm going to give you a rundown of the basics of superannuation, what it is, how it works and so on. Secondly, I'll tell you about the government co-contribution, how you can get the $500, all the eligibility requirements and so forth. And then lastly, I'm just going to give a brief overview of what we've discussed in this video today and what you can expect from future videos from me, given that you enjoy this one. So for those of you out there today who are currently employed, you would be receiving a mandatory SGC or superannuation guaranteed contribution. Now at the moment, the mandatory figure is 9.5% of your annual salary. So for instance, if you make $50,000, then you'd be receiving just under $5,000 from your employer, and that goes into your previously chosen superannuation funds. So that can be REST, HESTA, self-managed super fund if you're into that already. The mandatory figure is actually going to increase to 10%, so just a small bump, but that's from July 2021. And then from July 2025, it's actually going to increase to 12%. So it's going to go up marginally, and that's for the government to start reducing the amount of people that they're paying pensions to, so that people can be self-sufficient once they retire in the future. So, SGC are classified as concessional contributions, which are contributions made to the super fund before tax, and then once they enter your superannuation fund, they're then taxed at the current tax rate of 15% within the superannuation environment. You also have salary sacrificing as another form of concessional contributions, and essentially what salary sacrificing is it's directing a portion of your pre-tax income into your chosen superannuation fund, whereby it's only taxed at the super tax rate of 15% rather than at the current marginal tax rates of say 32.5%, 37% or 45% depending on how much income you're earning for that year. So lastly, concessional contributions also include contributions that you make out of your own pocket into your super fund and then you claim a personal tax deduction for. So for instance, if I take $10,000 and I put it into my own superannuation account and I notify the ATO, it's then added to my end of financial year tax return, and I actually get refunded the amount between the superannuation tax rate, 15%, and then my marginal tax rate. So since the 1st of July 2017, the Australian government has actually lowered the concessional contributions cap from $35,000 down to $25,000. And essentially this is the amount of concessional contributions that can be put into your superannuation fund each financial year. But you have to be mindful here because it actually includes the SGC from your employer. So for instance, if your employer puts in $5,000 as a mandatory SGC into your fund, then the rest you can contribute for that financial year is only $20,000. So there's actually more ways to contribute to superannuation. You can have non-concessional contributions in addition, which essentially are contributions made to your superannuation fund out of your after-tax money. So it could be from your bank account, from that little piggy bank thing that you had when you were a little kid, from under your mattress, however you want to fund it, and then not claiming a personal tax deduction for it. So since the 1st of July 2017, the Australian government has capped these non-concessional contributions at $100,000 per financial year, and there are also some restrictions on how much you can contribute once you reach age 65, but I'm not really going to cover this today as I have something much more exciting to share with you, as if this hasn't been exciting enough. Alrighty guys, now for the fun stuff. I have two words for you. Well, two and a bit. Government co-contributions. I can guarantee that not many of you watching here today have heard of what a government co-contribution is, which is fine, not many people I talk to have. What is it, you may ask? Well, it is a marvellous thing. Government co-contributions are exactly what they sound like. Under set conditions, when you make a non-concessional contribution or after-tax contribution, the government will match that contribution up to a specific amount. Essentially, the government will give you 50 cents for every dollar you contribute as a non-concessional contribution into your superannuation fund up to $1,000. This means they'll give you $500 for free if you contribute the full $1,000. I don't know about you, but putting my own money into my own super fund for my own personal benefit when I retire and getting $500 for free, how could you say no? Now, there are some eligibility requirements that you need to meet before you can receive the full benefit. I've put the link in the description that outlines these eligibility requirements from the ATO's website. The main one that you need to keep in mind is that you need to earn under $37,697 in the current financial year to receive the full benefit. Once you go beyond this point, the ATO will reduce the amount they give you progressively until it reaches zero. And this happens when you start to earn more than $52,697. Making a non-concessional contribution is actually really, really simple, guys. All you have to do is find your super member number, and that can be on the annual statement that you get from your super fund each year, and then call up or log in online and organise for the money to be debited directly from your bank account or even pay via BPay on your phone or on your computer. Now, I don't really see a downside in making these contributions to your super fund unless you need the money right now. Otherwise, you get the benefit of receiving a possible 50% return on investment while saving for your future. Money that you invest now in super is only going to make your life that much easier upon retirement due to the concept of compounding interest, something that I'll probably touch on more in another video. Look, receiving a government co-contribution is actually really, really simple. When you lodge your tax return, the government will automatically calculate how much you're eligible to receive. They will then pay it directly into your superannuation fund account within a couple of months. For me personally, it has taken up to maybe 5 months to pay into my account. But if you're having any issues, just call the ATO and they're usually pretty helpful in assisting you. If you need to calculate how much you would be eligible for before you do it, I'll put the link to that in the description, and it's pretty straightforward. Just go through the steps and then you'll see how much you'll be eligible for. So look, I really don't mean to sound like your mother, but please make sure that after you finish watching this video, you at least consider how beneficial the government co-contribution can be for you if you're within those income limits that we previously spoke about. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something from this today. Look, thank you so much for watching. I will be making more videos like this in the future, so if you've enjoyed it, please like the content, comment any feedback you have or any ideas you may have for me to make future videos on, and subscribe. And even share this with someone who might find this information useful. Thank you.